2003 to regulate and approve tariff rates and charges by telecommunications operators. That's not the issue per se, but how will Nigerians cope with the current economic situation and the rise in telecommunication tariffs? In a layman's language, that means GSM operation, data services, and what have you. Price hike has risen to almost 50%. It wasn't what the operators want initially. They want more than that, but the NCC picked it at 50%. What's the implication? Per minute, how much are you going to be paying or making a call within the network or inter-network and data services? What will be the cost now? So this is our focus this beautiful Wednesday morning in the program Nigeria Today. You can be part of the program by calling through the number 09038 808883. That is 09038 808883. You can post your comments on our Facebook page, Prestige FM Mina. That is Prestige FM Mina. And we're streaming live on our Facebook page, Prestigefm91.7mx, and on YouTube, Prestigefm91.7mx, and of course on radio app, prestigefmradio.org.ng. Dr. Muhammad Antalali, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, our listeners.
All right, NCC telecommunication operators also finally agreeing to raise tariff in Nigeria in view of the current situation. Do you think that this move by both the regulatory agency NCC and the telecommunication operators will suit Nigeria's current situation?
Well, the environment itself has never been palatable for telecom service providers. If you look at right from the inception, telecom service providers have spent enormous amount of money to provide communication services. This I am saying to hit the nail directly on the head and lay the cards open. It is only in Nigeria that you see a service provider having to power his generator because there is no electricity. And it is only in Nigeria that you see a service provider having to continue to service a line even if the line has remained inactive for so many years. In other climes, once a line is inactive for a period of time, it is reallocated to someone else. But these service providers all along have been spending so much money to provide the services that we are seeing. And in all of these years, they've tried as much as possible to keep the services at affordable rates to generality of Nigerians. And that is why in the place of making simple communications, they've also provided some other leverages for them to have some kind of gains and profits, so that it wouldn't appear to be a lost situation in all. If you look at the amount being charged for text messages and the amount being charged for the person who is receiving the call,
not the one making the call.
Not the one making the call. Okay. It is only in Nigeria that only the person making the call is being charged. So you can see that the person who is receiving the call is receiving it for free. And if you are sending a text message, the price is equally affordable. As it is now, it is 4 naira per message. And you can see that they have tried as much as possible to subsidize in some other aspect. And in terms of internet service provision, they've also tried as much as possible to keep the tariff as low as possible. And how much do you buy a gig of a data, for example? Between 300 naira and 500 naira. And you can do a lot of things with that 1 gig, except that in Nigeria we tend to be wasteful in terms of the utilization of data. And at every point in time, if you utilize your data in the right way, you should be able to get satisfied with the services being provided. Now, in terms of data usage, only Nigerian customers are counting days that a data is supposed to spend, not the quantum of work that they have used the data for. So you can see that while we continue to lament that a data does not last for a week or for 2 weeks, in other climes, they look at what they've been able to do with the data, either in terms of generating content such as videos or audios or even text messages and so on and so forth. And you will be able to see that within this period I've been able to generate this and this amount of videos, or I've been able to generate this and this amount of audio, or I've been able to generate this amount of volumes of pages of text. So you can see it is what you did that you should be calculating, not the days that a data should spend.
But in typical, let me just chip in there. Typical Nigerian situation, normal customer subscribe to a data package of the list that is 300 or thereabouts, or even the one that they do daily, and you don't even engage in much activities online, and before you know, the data is gone. It's more like the prices have risen up, but the efficiency of data services, more like there is a shared practices somewhere.
The major problem is that many of us waste our data unknowingly. Sometimes you go into a particular social media handle, you see a video and you want to watch it. Once you click on the video, you have downloaded it completely. It doesn't matter whether you have watched it to the end or not. If the video is about 80 megabytes and you open it, the entire 80 megabyte is gone. It doesn't matter whether you have watched it from beginning to the end. For some people, they start watching a video, midway they stop, thinking that, oh, I don't need this video, and then he quickly switch off, thinking that the amount of video that he has been able to view is what is the data that has been consumed. No, the entire data that make up the video is already used to open the video itself.
But you watch it online, not downloading it. I think there should be a difference.
There is no difference. Even if you are watching it online, your device have to download it into its system first before you'll be able to watch it. So it doesn't matter whether you are watching it online. In any case, it has to be online, because you can't watch a video offline without it being downloaded. It is either it has been downloaded by someone and been sent to you, and even if it is sent to you, you have to use the data to open it. So you can see that there is no escape route for the communication consumer. So these are some of the services that are being provided quietly and silently to consumers without them knowing. And because many of us are wasteful when it comes to some of these things. Some of us have Android phones, have iPhones, simply to go into TikTok and do talk, and that is all, without gaining anything. Some of us go onto social media handles to simply chat, upload videos, download videos, then upload audios, download audios, and so on. How many people have bothered to go on there, spend an hour in transacting businesses? You realize that only few Nigerians are.
But that's why it's called social media network. Some go there for them to relax, for entertainment. While some,
if you are relaxing, of course, money has to be involved. Even if you are doing a business, more so if you are relaxing, you should understand that you are spending and not gaining anything. Probably what you are simply gaining is that social benefit of being part of the community that you decide to join. But if you are doing a business, you know, you are into transactions, you are into tradings, and at the end of the day, you should be able to say, okay, I have been able to make these transactions and that transactions, and these are my gains. So you wouldn't feel it even if you are buying the next data. But if you are simply going in there to relax, to listen to music, to watch videos, so some people even watch films. We have people who watch football matches, and by the time you finish watching the football match, the data is gone. What are you again? It is only that socialization, that you have been able to socialize, you've been able to mingle with people on social media, and that is all. So over the years, you can see internet service providers, including telecom companies, have been able to provide services at a relatively affordable rate to Nigerians. Now the environment is appearing to be more hazy, and that is why you can see that the Nigerian Communications Commission did not waste time in approving what they were looking for, even though they were able to regulate the price to a reasonable level. But they knew that it is long overdue for these telecom companies to begin to demand for a price hike, because, like I said, for all those reasons that I have given, all of these telecom companies are not on NEPA, and they provide 24 hours energy services to all of their installations nationwide. Unlike in other claims where it is the national grid that provide them with energy, but in their own situation, they provide themselves with energy using all sort of sources of energy, ranging from generators to even solar power panels. So, and you know, the solar power panels is just a recent thing. In the past, it was not there. It was mainly on generators. And even the solar panels have to be maintained.
Definitely.
And you know the cost of maintaining a solar panel today. You have the batteries, you have the panel, you have the inverter, you have all those sort of things. Some of these things go weak with time, and they need to be replaced. Even the batteries sometimes go weak, and they have to be replaced. So you can see that the cost of running a telecom is not an easy one, and if they are coming with this tariff, I am also part of the consumers. It will help to regulate the manner in which people use those services. People will begin not to be very wasteful. Just simply go to any social media and see some of the trash that are coming with the social media. You see somebody, just for the love of it, will simply come onto a social media and talk blah 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 blah, and then want people to comment on it. Some people will simply go to some other social media and talk about unnecessary mundane things, and which are not beneficial to either the content creator nor even to the society.
But they get more likes, shares, and what have you, and of course they tend to be high on the pedestal of adverts and marketers patronizing them. You see, but away from that, reaction coming from the telecommunications operators under the aegis of the Association of Telecommunications Company of Nigeria, ATCOM, they reacted disapproving or expressing their mixed feelings on the 50% tariff raised by adjustment by the NCC, saying that they requested for 100% increments.
Yes, you know, like I told you, the Nigerian Communications Commission is out there to regulate, to ensure customer protection or consumer protection. And in every situation, a consumer needed to be protected in such a way that he will not be exploited. And don't forget that when this administration came in, it also increased the tax of all these telecom companies. Now they have to also be able to contend with the new tax regime. And you cannot be paying an increased tax regime when you are not earning much, when your earnings have not increased. So that is why they have to also look inwardly and see what they can do to be able to cope with the new tax regime. Don't forget that so many companies are folding up already. Some few months ago, one of the giant telecom service providers have threatened to pack up and leave because it could not cope with the situation again. Now, this new tax regime that came in forced them now to increase the tariff. So in everything about increasing the tax, it will boomerang on the common man, because the common man will be the one who will bear the brunt. In as much as the government intend to generate more income through tax, at the end of the day, it is the common man that is being muzzled to cough out more, because whether we like it or not, we are dealing with so many competing demands before us, and the telecom services is one of them. If you are a breadwinner today, or if you are earning your living, you also need the telecom to be able to situate yourself effectively in the committee of people and be able to do so many things the way other people are doing. And then not to talk of some other aspect of life, providing food on the table, medical bills, school fees of children, transportation, so many other things are just there before the common man, and he has to grapple with them. And don't forget, this increase in tax have penetrated every aspect of human endeavor, including the transportation. Transportation today have more than tripled. Health services have also more than tripled. So many school fees are also on the increase. So many other things are there. Even though they said there is an increase in the in salaries, but have that commensurate with the increase in the cost of services? It has not.
All a reaction to the fuel subsidy removal. That's what we are contended with up till now. Fuel subsidy removal, and of course the rise in VAT that the government is proposing. But how can ordinary Nigerians survive in this situation? Because you can't live without communicating. All these services being provided by the GSM companies, and look at now the prices.
No country has ever survived without subsidy. Every country have one subsidy or the other. If you go to Arab nations, especially Saudi Arabia, they may not have subsidy on fuel, but they also have subsidies on poultry products. And that is why you see chickens there. Even a common man can afford a chicken because there is subsidy on chicken. And if you go to some other climes again, if you go to America, for example, and other European nations, they have subsidies on junks. All these junks that you eat that are made of wheat have subsidy in them, and that is why the common man can easily buy a burger and eat and then go on with his life. So all of these things, every country have one subsidy or the other, depending on the urgent need of the people. In our own situation in Nigeria, it is petrol. Petrol, everybody's life evolves around petrol. And that is why the subsidy on petrol is always the nerve of the central nervous system of economic activities in Nigeria. And once you touch the price of petrol, every other thing is affected. So it is left on the government to see how what it can do to cushion the effect of this subsidy removal. It is unfortunate that here we have a president who have made up his mind to remove subsidy, but have never worked assiduously to see how he is going to cushion the effect of the removal. He himself was unprepared with the eventualities that will follow the removal of the subsidies. And that was why the removal of the subsidy have caused a lot of untold pains on Nigerians. Many Nigerians today are wallowing in abject poverty, abject penury, joblessness, hopelessness, and so many other things that you can think of that are negative with the removal of the subsidy. So many people have lost their jobs. Companies are folding up. People who are skilled individuals in so many aspects of human endeavor are today finding themselves struggling because the jobs are no longer there. No one is patronizing them. You can imagine, for example, we keep talking about restive youths who are not working. Many of them are skilled in different aspects of human endeavor. Some of them are masons, some of them are tilers, some of them can lay POPs, some of them are painters, so many of them can do a whole lot of other skilled works. But how many of them are being patronized? How many people can afford to build houses today? So within the value chain of building a house, you have all of these things. Because people are no longer building, that is why many of these youths who are skilled in all of these areas have become jobless. You talk about the infotech. We have a lot of youths today who can do so many wonders with the computers. But who is patronizing them? You can see that all of their talents is dying in them. We have so many youths today who can do so many things with the software, can build softwares, can do a whole lot of things with software, Who is patronizing them? Even the Nigerian government is not patronizing Nigerian software developers. They prefer to go abroad. And that is why you see many of the Nigerian software developers, because of this situation, will simply break into the cyber securities of many of these softwares that are being imported, and break into it and commit a lot of financial frauds. Because they are not being patronized, because they've been looked down upon, because they've not been valued. You can imagine a young person between the ages of 18 to 25 is already controlling hundreds of millions through cyber crimes. This is because the government have assumed that these youth can't do anything. They can't add value to the society. But so you can see that this hike in the tariff of communications is coming at the right time if we have to be fair to the telecom companies themselves, because they have to survive. If the situation is becoming dicey for them, if they don't make this increase, many of them will have to fold up and go home. Unfortunately.
Jimo Idris on our Facebook page is saying exploitation from the government to companies transfer to the consumers, leading to another hardship. Kasa, what goes around comes around. All right, thank you very much. Rest in peace, President Yaradua. All right, thank you, Jimo Idris, for that comment on our Facebook page. 0903880888 is the number to call in, of course, make your comments. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Who do you have on the line?
Dr. Dentala, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Jimo Idris on the line.
All right, Jimo Idris, just read your comment. Yes, sir.
Please, let me say something, but I think it's not going to be an allegation. I began to feel as if Dr. Dentala, one way or the other, is getting free recharge card and all that. He has not been on the side of the poor one today.
Yes, sir.
Sincerely speaking, it has not been favorable to the poor one. It's nothing but exploitation. Right from the one when Mr. President was coming with this policy of tax review, I believe there's no doubt about it. What goes around surely comes around.
Definitely.
If you are raising tax on a product, it goes down to the last consumer. If you are raising tax on the company, it also goes down to the common man. So what are we saying? What has been the essence? We have been battling of how to get away from this subsidy. You are bringing another policy again from big tax. And our governors, there is support. What do you expect? How many governors know that people are suffering? If governors knew that people are suffering, I expect a lot of them still have resigned. If they are afraid of telling the president the truth, depends on what is expected from them is for them to resign. Very, very unfortunate. Dr. Dentala, one of your points, you said we should be able to patronize our products. Dr. Dentala, don't you think that as long as the government is not ready, the people too will not be ready? Why I'm coming up with this point? Bringing the comparison between biscuits and kulikuli that we are having. Dr. Dentala, I want to tell you, buy kulikuli of 200 naira and go and buy biscuits of 200 naira. At the end of the day, you even discover the biscuit is much more bigger than even the kulikuli. Then make comparison to agriculture. In Niger State, we have been farming rice. How much are you buying rice? I want to tell you that we are exploiting ourselves from one product to another, from one party to another. And the causes of all this is the government. The government was the one that began to exploit the citizen by removing the subsidy.
All right, sir.
Now everybody is capitalizing on that. You buy, you saw the way you buy. I want to tell us that the best way that we can go about it if the government is not ready, we should be ready. We should be able to manage ourselves just like the way Dr. Dantala is saying. What is the essence of you leaving your data home? Or what is the essence of you going through something that is not important or that won't bring an impact? Please, life is very, very important. If you fail to manage yourself financially, at the end of the day, you will die younger.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Idris, for that comment.
You started by saying that I was not on the part of the common man today.
Yes.
That is why in analysis you have to strike a balance. It is not every time that the common man is right. I am talking about some of the weaknesses of the common man. Some of the things the common man is doing that he ought not to be doing, and some of the things that are making us to feel as if we are not gaining anything, and we are feeling the weight of the data that we are wasting. I call it waste because you buy a data and you are not making much benefit from it. And for every Nigerian, there is the need for you to understand that for a data that you are buying, you are buying it for a purpose, not just to buy a data and simply go onto the net to simply watch videos, listen to music, and enjoy your life and things like that. So at every point in time, once you have a data, try as much as possible to see how it can be of benefit to you, rather than you simply wasting it on some other things.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Auntie Namuna, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who do you have for
good morning, Professor Dantala, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I still remember Prince Alaja, they had the photo in Guamutame Boso.
All right, sir. Make a comment.
You see, subsidy have come to stay. Have removed the subsidy. See, we are Nigeria, we find ourselves today. When you want to come to house and be paid, and you have never entered the house, you have started saying that you here want to live. You never know whether it's 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom. This is what means this problem to Nigeria. So far as I'm concerned, for us to out of this problem, it's not a joke. I think our president must sit and listen to the state audience so that they will look out the way they will be before sitting back. Because so far as I'm concerned, if this company moves, many people in hardship again. About the one we have been passing through. Now to live if to live from Mekuke to Chacha now, it's almost 1,000. Where the company has stayed and any charge any cost allowance of the tax, you see that you can stay there and don't make call. Today, where I will find ourselves, where are we getting it wrong? Nigeria, for how many 60 years independent, see what we are passing through. I'm trying for this country and for our next generation. It's the time now all of us to come to that table to push ourselves out of this problem we're facing.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Umar Azmi is saying, with the wealth God bestowed on Nigeria, we were born to live as princes and princesses, yet we have been robbed of this dignity by a narrow-rooted few. Every nation has a natural disaster of some sort. That some of other nations are earthquakes, tsunamis, wildfire. Ours is our leaders. Madam Azmi, thank you very much for that comment. Aliu, the government keep borrowing and buying jets and SUVs for and traveling the world at will. They kept increasing tax here and there, choking the poor citizens. Crime is on the rise due to high level of poverty. Your policies are not working. Thank you, Aliu. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Mama. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm here.
Thank you.
So, you know why all these taxes are appearing now? It's because of this minimum wage. It's because of this minimum wage. They will give it with one hand and collect it with the other hand. And you know this false subsidy can never be removed. Because what I'm guessing is that the minimum wage is inherited from the past president. So he believed that he can do it. So he put it there, it will never be cancelled. That's why when people are happy because of this minimum wage, I say, it's only that let the government control the this market. But this minimum wage will cost so many things, and this is the result. May God help us.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Mama Yasa. Still, feeling the hits on the rise of GSM tariff in Nigeria to 50%. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Madam Memuna, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who do you have on the line?
Dr. Dentala, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Fine. I must commend you, Dr. Dentala, honestly, for a job well done, always.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Dentala, honestly, I've heard your submission all along. We're in a very serious dimension in this country, Dr. Dentala. Part of most of the policy and the programs that this present government has initiated, honestly, is not what Nigerians want for now. Because you can see why I say we are in a serious dimension, Dr. Dentala. You can see the kind of scenario, honestly, we still find ourselves in this country in most of the policy and program of this present government. It's that time we Nigerians to change the function of how things being done in this country. That is when this country will move forward. Dr. Dentala, I've said it on several occasions. Look at most of the countries that we are having independent before them. They are fast developed ahead of Nigeria. We are having 54 countries in Africa. Most of these countries, most of them were having independent before them. But check out the kind of policy and program. Most of these African this government, most of the countries, being they initiate the kind of policy and program that work with their people. The reverse is the case in this country. Bringing the tax bill, creating a kind of policy or program that is not even okay by Nigerians. In that time we make things okay. Honestly, that is when our country will move forward. Even not, honestly, we are in another dimension in this country. Honestly, they are not make things easy for us. This is MDR from Kwakungu.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Some comments again on our Facebook page. This one coming from Lado Omar, and he's saying, "Good morning, may Allah bless you all." I mean, okay, because leader know you and pray for your country. Thank you very much, Lado Omar, for that comment. Jafar Ibrahim Bendega is saying the recent approval by the Nigerian Telecommunications Company for 50% increase in tariffs for GSM services is indeed another hardship imposed on citizens and the masses. It is unfortunate that this decision was made considering the current economic challenges faced by many Nigerians. Dr. Entala, this tariff hike will undoubtedly affect everyone, from small businesses to individuals, increasing operational costs and expenses. The National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers has even announced plans, that's another one, to contest this decision in court, proposing a more reasonable 5 to 10% increment. While I understand that telecom operators are facing rising operational costs, it is essential to consider the impact of such a significant price hike on consumers. As it stands, this decision may lead to decrease in phone usage, affecting communication and businesses across the country. Thank you very much, Jafar Ibrahim Bendega, for that comment. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Ambassador Gibu the Challenger. I'm calling you from Tudun, Fulani City.
You
see, this issue of multiple taxation and this economic harsh policies our president is imposing on us is making the poverty to increase, and is making people to go into economic hardship, and it is not the best. If you create a law and there is no how you break that law, there's a way you bend it and pass through it, and we call it amendment. If this multiple taxation and economic hardship that the president is imposing on Nigeria, if it is not working, he should withdraw them back. You understand? So that at least even the poor person will have succor. But look at what is going on. Reverse is the case. You know, right from the very first place they said fuel subsidy is gone forever, and he said he has no regret in doing that. And his favorite language is this: light will come at the end of the tunnel. When will light come? Is when Nigerians are seriously dying and they are in extreme poverty. Look at what is happening today in Nigeria. More than half of Nigerians are living in the extreme poverty. What are you doing to lift Nigerians out of poverty? Look at this issue of poverty that people are facing. So this that we are talking about. So please, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, he should step up and do the needful. People who elected him into office are suffering. If you are there, you are not suffering. Everything is free. So it's high time my president should step up and do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give the challenger for that comment. Still 0903880888 is the number to call, and of course make your comment. The program is Nigeria Today on Prestige Radio 91.7 FM Mina, and we are taking a look at the Nigerian Communications Commission approves 50% rise in tariff for GSM services in the country. Hello, good morning. Okay, and we have comments, this comment on our Facebook page coming from Abdullahi Ayo, and Abdullahi Ayo Chukudi. He say it seems government is a business where those in power squeeze the poor to fit fat. They no longer care about the people. They are mostly building roads and bridges, jetting the taxes high. Unfortunately, some of them are campaigning for second term GSM increment. Don't worry, we'll borrow and will not pay till. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, I'm back again. MD.
Okay, briefly, sir.
Dr. Dantala, this increasement of
tariff.
Telecommunication companies. Dr. Dantala, it will not affect the masses alone. Even the so-called rich men that will have it will affect them. Because the only advantage they are having ahead of the poor masses of Nigerians is just because they have the privilege. Even if they're supposed to reverse honestly this as policy for them to even increase the tariff plan for now. Honestly, it's okay. Because they are just most of our politicians, they are not even looking at the masses. If as we are looking at the plight of the masses, most of the members that we have in National Assembly, they will disagree with this as policy.
I mean, thank you. Ali Yahya, what do Nigerians even benefit from this subsidy removal so far? Palliatives now. Every day what we hear is there will be increase in this and there will be increase in that, making life more difficult for Nigerians every day. Thank you, Ali Yahya. Umar Manta, good morning. Morning, sir. Muhammad San Shambo, he's saying as the price of almost everything is on the increase, the government needs to find a way to ease the economic hardship in the country. Maria Musa, the next tax increase will be on the air we breathe. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dr. Dantala.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, I'm Yunus and Barishi.
Okay.
You see, the whole thing is that life himself is of pages. If Mr. President today has looked at Nigeria economy and that this is the way we can go to achieve so many things in his administration, I think we have legislative arms of government. If this is what the president wants, then we expect the legislators to say, okay, if you are going by this, what is the benefit of the masses? What will be the benefit of our poor people? If this can be done, I think there will be checkmating. Okay, you as a president take this, but what will you give us back to our people? That's what they are representing us.
All right.
That is the only thing I can say about it. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Angela, even the National Association of Telecom Subscribers says that it is going to sue the NCC and, of course, telecom operators also on this proposed hike in GSM services.
Yes, of course.
Speaking for the ordinary consumers this time around.
Yes, for the NCC, it is out there to regulate. You know, the service providers initially demanded for 100% increase. Now the Nigerian Communications Commission came out to say no, only 50%. So, like I have said, it is always good to protect the consumer. And what the NCC readily did was to protect the interests of the Nigerian consumers, and knowing that the purchasing power is low and is down at the moment. So knowing fully well that if there is a 100% increase, not many Nigerians will be able to subscribe again.
Definitely.
That is one. And then so many things are likely to suffer because in view of competing demands before even companies that depend solely on these telecom service providers. So I believe that in the years to come, Nigerians will begin to find a much more subtle way of utilizing these services and to avoid wastages as well.
Well, the subscribers, they said that they're going to sue the NCC. They are proposing for 10 or 15% increments instead of the 50 that the NCC approved for the GSM operators against the 100% that they are looking for.
Yes, and even if they go to court, it is all about the environment, the business environment. If you say I shouldn't increase while the government is increasing taxes, and while we services that are also needed to give you these communication services are on the increase, well, how can I survive? Look at the price of petrol have already increased in the last 2 years. The service providers didn't increase the price.
It's fluctuating currently, the price of petrol.
So you can see the same charges that were done when the price of petrol was 220 naira is the same price that is being charged for communications, for calls and for text messages, even when the price of petrol hit more than 1,000 naira. And the same price that was there before the coming of this administration is the same price that is there even when other services have increased. So you can see that it is something that is already overdue. In other Senate claims, once there is a sharp alteration in a sensitive commodity, all other commodities will respond reciprocally. But you can see in Nigeria, even transportation for sometimes remain where it was, even with the increase in the price of petrol. Until when this monumental increase came, that was when transporters began to adjust the prices of their transportation. So I believe that to be fair to other sectors, there's but this increase is justifiable. And in whatever way we look at it, the service providers have to increase the price for them to remain in business. For if they don't, I foresee some situations where, one, they either have to downsize their workers and reduce their areas of dominance so as to be able to cope with the little area that they can provide services for and make profit. Or they are likely to fold up completely and leave the country.
All right, we hope that such wouldn't happen in the country. Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad Ntala Ali, for being part of the program Nigeria Today this beautiful Wednesday morning. On behalf of the DC on duty, Mason, and of course Stephen Jia. My name is Maimuna Muhammad Babangida saying good morning.